thank you for stopping by. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to think about, a lot to analyze in this rack. Play a little smarter than most people would, and this is the difference between winning games and losing games. I'm going to show you how to think about going about a run out a little bit different than most people do it. And anyway, here's how we do it. We watch the rack first, and then we rewatch it and analyze it step by step and shot by shot. Thanks again for coming by. Here we are, and we have some problems. This one ball does pass by the 5, so that's not one of the problems. The issue here is the only thing we can do to get back on the 2 is to draw back on it. And the problem with drawing back with straight draw is it's going to hit this 3 ball. And while that might seem to be a curse, it's actually a blessing in disguise, because if you really analyze it, the angle going off this 3 ball with straight draw off the 1 ball, it's going to hit just the right side of this 3 ball to send it on the right angle for the 2 ball. Getting back down table is just a matter of getting a shot on the 3 ball in the side. But we have some traffic here with the 1 and the 7 and the 4. So we're just going to take it to that point right there. That dehumidifier should not destroy the sound quality of this video. So let's resume. That should shut off in a second. So let's just go from there up to the 3 ball. Once we shoot the 1 ball, we'll take it to the 4 ball. Now, while I wanted to get a little further down table on that, no balls were tied up when we hit the 3, and we're fine on the 2. We have to shoot it a little bit thin, but we have an insurance ball here if you look at it. We also need to turn down the sound here. If we shoot this with just top English, it's going to hit the 8 ball, but if, again, we're hitting another ball to stop the cue ball, but we should have the right angle on the 3 ball to get on this 4 ball. Now we run into a problem here after we shoot the deuce, but we'll get to it. after the shot. So again, we're using a stopper ball with the 8-ball. And at first, we're on the wrong angle here to get on to just trickle down here and to get on the 2, and we have a problem with the 5-ball being in the way. But we're going to take it further and turn this curse into a blessing. At first glance, a player will think he has to go down 3 rails and jump back up on this 4-ball, but you're moving the cue ball way too much, and we have another stopper ball with the 5-ball. If we draw it, the natural angle is going past the 5 on the left-hand side and down here, which would be, a nightmare. So we have to draw this into the angle that's going to hit the 5 full and stop it, and we're going to be just fine on the 4-ball to get back on the 5. So I'm saying it and I'm thinking about it, and I come up with a plan, and it's to use that 5 instead of letting the 5 destroy this rack. This comes up a lot and players just don't see it. The thing about shooting this 4-ball is a natural angle coming off the 4 is about the 2nd diamond on the rail, and it's just going to bounce back up behind the 7-ball, so we have to spin the living hell out of it and shoot it soft enough for its reverse English, so we're putting left on it, which is spinning the cue ball. No. Right? It's spinning the cue ball clockwise, so it has to grab this rail and shoot it back up on this angle. You'll see when we shoot it. I'm shooting left-hand English to put clockwise spin on the ball. So instead of the natural angle coming down off this angle, it's being forced back up. But you have to shoot this lightly so that the unnatural spin is grabbing the rail and sending it back up on the angle you want to get back on the 5-ball in order to get to the 6-ball down here. So a little bit of left, but you have to juice this. And watch when it hits the rail. Instead of going this way, it's going back up table. That's that English. So while that again could have been a horror story, we made it work for us. So now it's just a bounce off this rail to get positioned for this 6-ball, but we don't get an angle on the 6 to get back up on table on the 7. We get absolutely straight in on the 6. So it becomes a little bit difficult to get on the 7. I'm going to show you the best way to do this. Wind up with a long straight-in shot on the 6. It's not exactly what I wanted. I wanted a little bit of an angle to go down table and bounce off this rail. But a lot of players would try to turn this into some unnatural solution. And the best thing to do here, because if you keep it simple and you just stop it on the 6, you'll still have a perfect shot on the 7 to get back on that 8-ball. It's just a stop shot. And you have to put a little bit of bottom on this because the length of the shot is long, so it's spinning backwards until it gets right before the 6, and then it's just kind of skidding and it's starting to go forward, but it hasn't really started yet, and it just smacks it like a wall and stops. That takes a stroke, although I didn't like the stroke I put on that. And you'll see me here working on my stroke to try to straighten it out a little bit more. Those shots are real testers, and I recommend practicing them a lot. So now, here's another mistake people make: is they try to do too much with the cue ball and spin it off the 7 and go 3 rails and wind up in a really bad position for the 7-ball. And all you have to do is go down table and bounce straight back out. On this angle here, we're going right into the 9 ball. But that's fine. The 9 ball will stop it, and we'll be in a perfect position to make the 8 ball and the 9 ball too. So yeah, it's slightly, it's a touchy little shot there. Now we do have the angle to come down, and you're shooting to get on this dot right here. That would get you straight in. A lot of guys just whisk this shot up and cinch the shot, and they wind up with a little bit of a difficult cut shot on the 9 ball. And if you don't have to, don't settle for a difficult shot on the 9 ball. Now is the time to use what you have at your disposal and shoot a little bit harder, because even if it comes down here, it's still a simple shot. So it's a little bit of a cut here. I was trying to get to the dot, which would have made it a little bit easier, even an inch or two past the dot to get straight in. So, I'm not. This is very missable, and this is missed every day, all day by different players. And don't take this for granted. Take a deep breath like that. I thought, you know what? That's the first time I ever hogged up to the camera, and I never. Look, I'm actually talking to you guys while I'm playing. I never once did that until now. But I'm just reminding you guys, I'm trying to get it in your head. You have to breathe, man. Breathe, or your brain's not going to work, and you're going to tense up, and you're going to choke. Now it's not the time to choke. This is easy. You know it's easy. I know it's easy. Let's just relax and shoot it. Breathe. You have to breathe, otherwise you're not going to be able to play pool. You have to get oxygen to your brain. You have to relax. You got to get your muscles relaxed. If they're too tense, you're going to find yourself in trouble. Thank you again for tuning in. There's a lot to learn here. We're using balls to stop the cue ball, as long as they don't, get tied up with other balls. If they're wide open on the table, like obviously this 5 ball is, this 8 ball is, this 3 ball is, we don't have to worry about hitting them too much. We just don't want to tie them up, and there's nothing there that'll tie them up, so we don't have to worry about it. It's an unusual rack with all these balls. There's obviously a bad break, and the balls didn't move too far past the rack. That's about it. I got more videos coming up. I took a lot this night, so get used to that. What is it? Apple Barn t-shirt. There's going to be a lot of videos coming up. Thanks, guys. Bye.